Morning, y'all. This is David, the Georgia photographer, and today I'm in downtown Chattanooga. I'm at Goodman Coffee Roasters. See the Goodman coffee? It's really good, no pun intended. What I've done today is I've brought this little widget, and I've brought my Leica CL with the 35mm LMR, which is 35mm f2.8. What I'm doing with this camera is I'm trying to teach myself to use 35mm focal length on the CL and 50 on the SL2 so that my images have more continuity. You know, that's equivalent field of views are almost identical that way. I'm going to do a POV style photo walk with you guys, and I'm going to talk about, well, I got a comment in one of my videos, and it was, I don't understand how Leica is still in business at this point. I'm just going to explain my perspective as a business owner, some entrepreneurial insight into why they're still in business and doing as well as they are. Let's go. And through the power of cinematography, here we are, mounted to the camera instead, and I'm down on Market Street. Yeah, I was on Market before, but now I've walked down the street some. Let's get this walk started. Yeah, I just wanted to discuss what I observed and the mindset of a person who has been raised or taught from birth to be a consumer. And it takes a lot to break out of that mindset. It's kind of interesting to see it once you do and understand what you're looking at, because until you do, you really have a hard time understanding really why, like, a company like Leica survives in the marketplace when there is obviously better equipment with more features and better sensor stabilization and just cheaper because of mass production lenses. And, you know, like Phil Thatch's Canon R6 is honestly a better economical purchase in literally every way than my SL2, in every conceivable way. And yet I still bought the SL2. And it's because I just wanted that camera. That's all it boils down to. It's basically just don't use logic. Let's see. That did not fire. Oh, because the camera's off. Well, missed my photo opportunity because I had my camera turned off like a doofus. Oh, okay, moving right along. That would have been a pretty good photo too. People want Leica gear because Leica has done a wonderful job of marketing themselves. People have to see some sort of intrinsic value in the product, or they're not going to let go of their hard-earned money for it. It all comes down to marketing, quality, customer service, and brand recognition, which also is attached to marketing. Yeah, you can do a poor job marketing and still not have brand recognition. Longevity in the industry also plays a big part of it, but at some point you have to market yourself really, really well. And Leica has done a stellar job of marketing themselves as a quality brand. Let's see, the Porsche with the parking ticket. That's pretty cool. I can get the parking ticket in focus. There we go. Most people don't understand what value technically is. They assume they know, and they base it on criteria that they have been taught, typically by their parents or their peers, and sometimes it's by what they learn on their own, but most of the time they're taught by the environment around them. And I was taught the same things, and these typically fall in the category of the most you can get for your money. It really is normal practice to get the most you can for your dollar. That's the smartest way to do business in any way. That's how people make successful business transactions. But at some point, if the selling party, in this case Leica, has determined that they want a certain dollar value for their piece of equipment, say it's that, what do they call it, the 50mm Apo Summicron. It's like $8,000 for a 50mm f2 lens. How in the world are they going to convince someone to pay them $8,000 for a 50mm f2? I mean, really, that's what they're doing, is they're convincing someone to do that. Deliver on the promises you make. If you don't deliver on the promises you make, then you're going to get deemed a fraud pretty quickly, and no one's going to buy it. But if you deliver on them promises, people will have faith that the product will do what you say it's going to do. That's a big piece of the puzzle. Breaking out of the standard mindset of what kind of car is this? Of what a person deems has value and what a person deems doesn't have value. And that's what it boils down to. Let's see, I ain't gonna step out in front of a bicycle in the bike lane, am I? If you deem that a piece of equipment or a service has value, you're willing to pay for it. Exhibit A. This is an Aston Martin. I'm pretty sure this car is excessively expensive. It's a really beautiful car. Don't know that I've ever seen one in person. It's in front of a bank. Go figure. That's a pretty good example. The person that bought that car, which I guarantee you was not cheap, decided that the price of that car was acceptable for the value that they determined it had to them. And then a voluntary exchange occurred. That's free market capitalism at its finest. I am seeing practically no street photography opportunities. Let's see. Trying to run some zone focus there. That should be in focus. If you have good brand awareness, and a lot of that sometimes comes from longevity. Say the business is open for a very long length of time. So you get this longevity in the marketplace, and Leica's got that. They've been in the business for, all right, let's see. That's pretty cool. There ain't anybody in the alley yet. We'll walk through it. This alley has a name, and I don't remember what it is. Maybe it says it right here. It's called City Thread. Yeah, isn't this neat? A public art sculpture. There's literally nobody here right now. Huh. Interesting. Then there's a cool little alley. It's got a see all them little twirly doos. Those create a lot of sparkle light effects. The first time me and Grant Govro came here, we took some portraits there, and we got some really interesting side effects from that. Check out the foundation stones. That's how old this building is. It's really neat to see to me. When the light hits them, it gets just right at certain times of the year. The light comes in and makes all these things. The whole alley will just, you can see it trying to do it right there because there's just a few in the sun. But yeah, this whole thing will just start to glimmer. You come in here at night with a flashlight and hit them, and it'll create a really unusual effect. And you have to stick doggedly to your price point, because what you don't want to do is make the mistake of becoming a discount brand. Once you get recognized as a discount brand, there is no coming back from that. You're done. Even if you come up with a superior product that takes more manufacturing cost to manufacture it, you can't sell it because no one will buy it. Because then they're going to call you a price gouger. It's unusual, but it's true. It's the way it is. I've seen it myself. Leica sticking to their, what I call floor of pricing. You know, they've got a certain percentage that they charge. Some of it's legitimate, some of it's not, and it's built in on purpose. It's what they nicknamed the Leica tax. They do that on purpose. It's a barrier to entry. And if you want to enter the game, you gotta cross that barrier. You gotta be willing to pay. I see people get so upset because Leicas are expensive when no one is making them buy it. And to be honest about it, they're not even interested in it. But they still get mad because Leica's charging a lot of money for a camera or a lens, and they get mad because they are. That's illogical in my book. It's like being mad because a Corvette is $100,000. Doesn't matter. Don't buy it. It's just bizarre to me. They've generated this entire subculture around their product. And if you want to win at the game of business, that's how you do it. It's that simple. If you can do what they've done with your business, that's why their business isn't enormous. They don't need it to be enormous. They've been super successful at it. So with that, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I hope this has made it never fails. As per my lack of planning, Osmo Action's dead. So I'm gonna finish this right here. With that, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on that and how I see it. You know, it may be wrong. I may be completely off base, but I don't think I am. So until next time, get your camera out, no matter who makes it or what kind it is, even if it's an Osmo Action with a charged battery, and go take a picture with it, all right? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.